Probability theory. Thank you and welcome back to the channel. In our previous videos, we talked about the descriptive statistics, the inferential statistics, and now we're talking about a probability theory, which is the third fundamental aspect of statistics. So if you haven't watched the previous video, make sure you check them out. So in probability theory, studies so in this aspect, it studies the likelihood of an event occurring, and it tries to quantify the uncertainty. So it provides a framework for analyzing random phenomena and making predictions. Take for example this person on the right. You have always seen this person appearing on your screen. After watching news, then this person comes up and begin talking about the weather forecast. Now they're using assumptions because they tell you tomorrow we are expecting rain. So it is like it's a probability. It's not 100% very true. Of course, it can happen or it cannot happen. Now the rules in probability, and this is more like people who are into mathematics, you may less likely apply these things, but sometimes it can come around. Now the two major rules in probability includes the additional rule and then the multiplication rule. Now in the additional rule, we are calculating the probability of the union of two or more events, and those events has to be related to each other. So let's say we want to calculate the probability that someone is going to buy a piece of cloth after receiving their salary. So they receive salary, then they go and look for clothes and buy. Those are related. It is within the control of one person. That would require additional rule. What is the probability that you got your salary plus what's the probability that you are going to like this dress and buy? That is it. But in multiplication rule or in probability, that is when we are trying to get the probability of the intersection of two or more independent events. So let's say we have two people, Mary and Jane. They are expected to attend a same party together, but they don't know each other. They're living in different places. They even don't have each other's contact. So they do not know. So each of them are undergoing their own preparations and trying to go to a party. Now it's really hard since no one is influencing each other. The chances of all of them being at the party becomes as much low as possible. Therefore, we will be multiplying those different probabilities, and it will end up giving us a much lower probability because the two events which we are predicting to happen are occurring at independent level. Now, you also need to understand other aspects of probability. For example, the probability distributions. And this is a distribution generally, like how the different probabilities are distributed. We will explore more once we come into real statistical analysis, but it can be binomial distribution, normal distribution, or exponential distribution. So there is also conditional distribution. This is where an event occurs when another event has already occurred. For example, what's the probability that you are going to carry an umbrella after seeing cloud forming? In that case, the cloud has formed, meaning your probability of taking an umbrella is based on the fact that you saw clouds forming. But also there is Bayes' theorem. This calculates the probability of an event based on prior knowledge or information. Now Bayes' theorem is applicable in so many areas, from machine learning to phylogenetics to algorithms, all sorts of things. But the basic principle is the same, that there is a prior information about something and then you try to predict. For example, if we want to predict the life expectancy of a person, then we shall do so many things. Which diseases do they have? What is their standard of living for now? All those kind of info. All that based on information we know about them, then we can then try to predict the probability that they will survive in the next 10 years, for example. That would become one of the applications of the Bayes theory. So that is generally all about the probability theory as the third fundamental in statistics. But even though you know some of these theory already now, it's important that you know how to design your research paper, which is why it's very important that you learn about research design. So in case you want to learn about research design and know how to design your research papers, or help your colleagues design research papers, or even set up a business, make sure you click the video on the screen. See you.